What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So today I want to share with you a set of 3D baseball cards that I have. And it's my favorite set of 3D baseball cards done in the early 1970s. But before I share it with you, I want to give you a little bit of a background story on 3D baseball cards. So in 1968, Topps experimented with a new technology by producing a test set of 3D or three-dimensional cards. One popular card from this set is the Roberto Clemente. Now, those cards are rare and very expensive, especially the Roberto Clemente. So I don't have an example to share with you today. But 2 years later, in 1970, the company Exagraph produced 3D sets issued by two different companies. The Kellogg's company issued a football 3D set and a 75 card baseball 3D set. These cards were issued in boxes of cereal, and the sets focused on current players of the period. Popular cards of these are O.J. Simpson on the football set, and also Willie Mays, Roberto Clemente, Ernie Banks, Reggie Jackson, and Johnny Bench within the baseball set. So here's my examples of the Kellogg set. So I have the Reggie Jackson. Again, this is an early career Reggie Jackson card. And notice that 3D effect in the background when I rotate the card. Here's the back side of the card, and it's got the Exagraph right here. And then I've got my Johnny Bench. And again, you can see the trees moving behind him. And that catcher's mitt, it really kind of pops on this card. I really like that. And here's the back. And then lastly, I've got this late career card of Ernie Banks. And I really like this one. You've got the stands in the background, and if you rotate the card, you can see them kind of like the fans are moving in the background. It's kind of neat. I also like that Cubs logo on his sleeve. And here's the back of that card. So notice how these cards resemble the 1969 Topps, but I also like the fact that they have a facsimile signature on them. And just the technology of 3D, in the 1970s is really kind of cool. So I also believe that these cards could be mail ordered. Anyway, I want to focus on the third set produced by Exagraph that year, and that's the Rolled Gold Pretzel Company issued a smaller 15-card 3D set of the greatest players ever of the first 100 years of baseball. These players were selected by the Baseball Writers of America, celebrating baseball's centennial celebration of 1969. The rolled gold pretzel cards had a different design and dimensions of their Kellogg's counterpart. These cards were distributed in bags of pretzels, and you could also mail order the set. I've been fortunate enough to complete the set, so let's go through these cards together. So let me go ahead and take these down, and we'll start with the first three cards of the rolled gold. Okay, so as you can tell, these cards have a different design. They're also a different size. They're slightly smaller than their Kellogg's counterparts. So the first card is that of Walter Johnson. And you can see that 3D effect there. Also, the facsimile signatures on these are thicker and bolder. And Walter Johnson is designated as the greatest right-hand pitcher. Now, the back of these cards I really like because you've got a picture of the player along with their career highlights. And then you can see Exagraph is down here in the corner. Okay. Next, you have Rogers Hornsby, who is designated as the greatest second baseman. And the 3D effect really moves on that one. And he's shown in his Cardinals uniform. And here's the back of that card. And then you've got the greatest manager, and that's John McGraw. And then the next three cards are Mickey Cochrane, George Sisler, and Babe Ruth. So Mickey Cochrane, let's move this a little bit. There we go. So Mickey Cochrane is designated as the greatest catcher. And then George Sisler is designated as the first baseman finalist. And then lastly, you've got Babe Ruth, whose designation is simply the greatest ever. So here's the Babe Ruth. You got Yankee Stadium in the background. Here's the reverse side of his card. Next up, you have Robert Lefty Grove. You've got Pie Traynor. And you've got Honus Wagner. All right, so for for Lefty Grove, he is designated as the greatest left-handed pitcher. And I really like the sky background behind him. I like how those clouds move. And you've got Pie Traynor, who's the greatest third baseman. And then you've got Honus Wagner being the greatest shortstop. Really neat image of Honus Wagner there. Next three, you've got Eddie Collins, Tris Speaker, and Cy Young. So for Eddie Collins, he is designated as the second baseman finalist. Not a lot of 3D effect on this card. And then you've got Tris Speaker being the center fielder finalist. Got some sky moving in the background on that one. Really neat image. And you've also got Cy Young. Really good movement on this one. Really nice image of Cy. He's designated as the right-handed finalist. And here's the background of this card. And the last three cards is that of Lou Gehrig, another card of Babe Ruth, and Ty Cobb. So for Lou Gehrig, he is designated as the greatest first baseman. And you've got Yankee Stadium in the background, and it's got some decent movement. And you've got Babe Ruth designated as the greatest right fielder. Another shot of him with Yankee Stadium moving in the background. And then finally, you've got Ty Cobb as the greatest left fielder. Really neat image of Ty Cobb. I love that facsimile signature there of Tyrus R. Cobb. And let's take a look at the background on his. You've got a picture of him stretching out for the ball. And you got his career highlights. So this was the only set of 3D cards the Rolled Gold Pretzel Company ever issued. The Kellogg's Company, however, went on to issue further sets until 1982, really being the only competition to the Topps Company during the 1970s. And they had a good 14-year run up until 1982. Now, one thing of note is the Kellogg's Company never issued a card of Hank Aaron. So I find that kind of interesting. Another interesting thing is that this set here of the 15 greatest players in baseball history, this set was reissued by the Kellogg's Company in 1972. So they did their regular issue of current players, and then they also did this issue in 1972, which I find interesting because it's the exact same design as what Rolled Gold did in 1970. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and until next time, keep hunting the good stuff.